Let's talk about being chill. People are afraid that if they don't work hard, work consistently, that they'll sort of fall behind in life. And despite that fear, they still do exactly that. We procrastinate even though we know it's bad. And, sometimes people hate themselves enough where it just clicks suddenly and, you have a turning point like David Goggins. You get to 300 pounds and you're like, what am I doing with my life? And then suddenly you just turn around, do a full 180 and just get after the grind. But what most people don't understand is motivation, discipline, working hard, grinding it out, all of this shouldn't be coming from fear. Right? Even though pain is a bigger motivator than pleasure ever could be, you need to do it out of love. You have to do it out of love for yourself. And the one thing that will keep you unhappy for all of your life, no matter how many loved ones you have, no matter how many friends you have, is not loving yourself. And to love yourself, you have to respect yourself. And I say this all the time, but in order to respect yourself properly, you have to do the things you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to study for this many hours today, do it for that many hours. Do it while watching a YouTube video, do it while watching a movie, do it while listening to music. Just do it. And don't break promises just because you sought comfort at the moment. You cannot say that. You cannot say that, you were tired, that you were bored, that you didn't feel like it. Because we often don't feel like it, but we do it anyways. Right? Sometimes we don't feel like scrolling, but we do it anyways. Why? Because we're so used to it, right? You ever just close the YouTube or the Instagram app and then just watch your fingers go right back to opening it? That's the flow state. People are so used to it, they enter a flow state for scrolling, right? And this is me included. I've noticed myself doing this multiple times. But the one thing you have to focus on is to do stuff out of love, right? You have to grind out of love for yourself. Because if you do it out of hatred, being like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, and you make it like an ego thing, where your ego is just so fragile and it's actually hurting you if you don't win, then you're going to be in a position where if you work hard and you don't get the expected results, you're going to hate yourself. And it doesn't matter if you win, if I'm being honest. It doesn't matter if you win if you didn't enjoy the process of working towards the win. Because who wants to live a miserable life? Like, sure, you have this achievement now, but you are still miserable. And, I don't like it when people beat themselves up or people are pressurized by their families to do something, by their friends to do something that they're not supposed to do, right? For me, I am really good at studying. Or should I say I'm really good at getting marks. I'm not really that good at studying. I have no idea what I'm doing. I just get marks. But the thing is, I don't want to do the, grinding it out to get first place and stuff if I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? Because, during 10th, my mom was like, yeah, you gotta come first and stuff. And I know I can come first, right? Because if I actually lock in, these guys are no match for me, right? A school isn't really at my level. I'm an international first Olympiad champion here, guys. Ego moment. But it's just evidence that showcases how it's not really special to come first in the school. And I didn't care for it, I wanted to have fun. I wanted to have the fun high school life. I don't mean it in a way where I'm going out partying and stuff. I just mean it where I was chilling, because I know shit's just gonna get harder throughout life after this. So why would I beat myself up starting now, right? And there's gonna be work, there's gonna be college, there's gonna be internships, there's gonna be so much bullshit ahead. Enjoy your years, man. Enjoy your young years. And don't let anyone tell you that you're worthless because you couldn't do something that someone else could, right? At some point, you have to realize humans have different skill sets and have different interests. Someone who really enjoys studying, of course, they'll score better than someone who doesn't. In a normal scenario, I wouldn't say I enjoy studying, but I don't mind it that much. I don't despise studying. If I gotta study, I'll study. And that's why I scored well. Even though people who studied much more than me scored less, it's because I'm just naturally good at getting marks. I'm just naturally good at thinking. Because I made myself that way. Now, was that on accident? Probably. But I'm really good at thinking. And the thing is, when you actually teach yourself how to think, which is probably the first thing you need to do, you somehow find ways to love yourself. Right? I know I love myself because I'm a good person. I think I'm a good person. Right? And someone else's opinions do not matter to me because I have made myself believe I'm a good person by doing good things for people. Right? And you can fool the world, but you can't really fool yourself. You've been through everything you've experienced. You know what you've done. You know what you're doing. And, sometimes you can be like a mega idiot and still believe you're a good person after doing all those dog shit things because you just keep telling yourself lies. But someday, you're gonna get tired of lying to yourself. I used to lie to myself, but I don't anymore. I just like to keep things bright as day. Because if you're not clear on who you are and who you want to be, then what are you doing? You're not living then. You're just going through life, just trying to die eventually. Right? To live, you have to be aware. And the one thing you need to be the most aware of is your nature, is yourself. So don't be ashamed of yourself. Right? Because an eagle doesn't cry because it can't swim. Right? People have different skills at different interests. Go out there. Go find out what you like doing. Go find out what you're good at. Right? See if it's a viable career option, right? Of course, if it isn't, at the end of the day, you can just take commerce and chillax like I'm doing. And I don't even go to college anymore. It's funny. Yeah. But like, you can't really chill. Right? I have a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, which frankly no one knows about except for like me. And that's fun. That's fun to have. But make sure you have good people along the way, right? You gotta make sure that you're doing things and you're doing them with love in your heart, right? Don't just give up on, making friends, meeting new people, or even getting closer with your, own friends, with your family. Treat everyone good. Because at the end of the day, you can have all these philosophy things and all this, jargon and all these terms about how different philosophies do different things, and you can have weird ass stories like Kafka's Metamorphosis, and you can try and make yourself look cool by doing all this psychological drama stuff. But truly, doing something good, making people smile, being a good person will make you more happy, will make you happier than anything else in the world. And what else would you want? See, what else would you want than making other people happy? Because it truly fills your heart with joy, doesn't it? Well, of course, if you haven't tried it yet at a big scale, you won't know. But I truly do hope everyone finds out how amazing it feels when you actually realize that you've become a good person and you're becoming better. Because it feels amazing to me. Finally letting go of, this massive ego I have is good. Even though that ego is justified, ego stops you from being happy. And would you rather be a miserable winner or a happy loser? That's for you to decide. And the happiness you find in life depends on which one you choose. I would rather be a broke ass happy bum than be some miserable Wall Street dude whose wife's cheating on him with Jordan Belfort. Okay, it's getting out of control. I'm sick, that's why I'm having all these weird things, But just love yourself, right? As always, you just gotta love yourself. You gotta do things out of love. You gotta work out of love, grind out of love, do it out of love, because at the end of the day, love is all you got. Everything else is gonna go away. All these people in your life, you're a girlfriend right now could just leave you, could cheat on you. Your parents are gonna die. Your brother or sister might move to Abu Dhabi. I don't know. Thing is, at the end of the day, the most time you'll spend is with yourself, and you are never gonna, leave your side, because you are you. So you gotta love yourself, And if you can tolerate being around a retard like yourself, then you can tolerate many things, And you gotta love being around yourself. You gotta love being in your own skin, right? You don't want to feel like you're living in someone else's life. That is scary. That's scary. So yeah. Good night, sweet dreams. Bye-bye.